In Nigeria, every road has a memory, every path has a price, and some journeys are not meant for the living. On the night everything changed, the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway was unusually silent. No truck horns, no downfall quarrels, no late-night hawkers chasing shadows. Just a long stretch of darkness that seemed to swallow sound. Efe, 46 years old, 22 years of commercial driving, a man who had survived armed robbers, police wahala, night journeys, and madness on Nigerian roads. But tonight, his hands shook on the steering wheel. Something felt off. A middle-aged woman returning from a church vigil, and a young man scrolling through his cracked phone. They were the last real passengers he would ever carry. At 12:47 a.m., Efe approached a spot every driver feared. A small opening by a broken street light. A place whispered to be cursed. A place where a bus vanished 10 years ago. He didn't plan to stop, but his foot pressed the brake on its own, as if the darkness commanded him. 3 figures emerged from the bush. No footsteps, no breathing, no sound. They entered the bus without greeting, without looking at Efe. Their faces were empty, like masks. As they sat, the temperature inside the bus dropped. Even though Efe's windows were up, he smelled damp soil, like grave dirt. What Efe didn't know was that this was the last time he would drive on a normal Nigerian road. He looked in the rear mirror to check on them, and one of the new passengers was suddenly right behind him, even though the man had not moved an inch. The vanishing passenger. He blinked once. The man behind him vanished. Not stood up, not shifted, vanished. The other passengers froze. The original 2 passengers, the church woman and the young man, stopped moving, stopped blinking, as if someone pressed pause on their lives. Fog on the road. It started as mist, then fog, then a thick grey wall that swallowed the headlights like cotton wool. Crossing the boundary. Efe tried to slow down. The brake pedal felt soft, useless. He checked the mirrors. The Lagos-Ibadan Expressway behind him was gone, replaced by an empty, ghostly stretch of cracked asphalt. The road of the forgotten. Stressed silhouettes stood on the roadside, watching the bus passing. Some had no faces, some had no legs, but all were waiting. The passengers revealed their faces. Efe looked in the mirror again. The 3 silent passengers finally looked up. Their faces were pale, too pale. Water dripped from their hair and clothes, but the bus was dry. The whispers began. A low hum echoed inside the bus, not from the engine, from the passengers, soft, repeating, "Take us home." The first passenger, the one that vanished earlier, was suddenly in the front seat, but he wasn't speaking with his mouth. His voice echoed around the bus like wind inside a tunnel. The truth of the vanishing bus. 10 years ago, during a heavy June rainstorm, a commercial bus fell off a hidden gap in a collapsed bridge. 12 passengers drowned. Their bodies were never recovered. The headlines called it a tragedy. The families called it a mystery. The drivers called it a curse. why they appeared to Efe. They had waited for 10 years for the right driver, a driver who wasn't greedy, a driver who wasn't wicked, a driver whose heart wasn't stained. The mission. Stop where we died, the ghost said. Let us finish the journey. The bridge that exists only for the dead. The fog lifted, revealing a broken, floating piece of road suspended in darkness, not connected to anything, a road that should not exist. The bus moved on its own. Efe removed his hands from the wheel. The bus kept moving, like something else was driving. The ghostly road narrowed. On both sides of the road, stray silhouettes crawled from the ground, twisted, wet, hands reaching, searching. Next posting, the dead reached their destination, but Efe's journey is only beginning. The ghost bus approached the broken bridge, the place they died. Efe felt the cold presence of souls filling the air. As the bus reached the spot, the ghost passengers began to fade, one by one. Their bodies dissolved into mist, as if their souls were finally allowed to leave. A flash of light, a scream swallowed by wind, and then silence. Return to reality. The bus suddenly emerged back onto the real expressway. The fog vanished. The road was normal again. The bus was empty. Every single passenger, ghost or human, was gone. Only Efe remained. He looked into his side mirror. Another bus appeared behind him. Same model, same yellow paint, same scratches. The horror reveal. But that second bus was filled with silhouettes. Passengers with dead, grey faces watching him. The final warning. Some nights, 2 buses drive this road. One carries the living, one carries the dead. If you ever see both, do not look back.